Whoa, wait a minute. Did Caitlin Clark just drop a bombshell that nobody saw coming? The 23-year-old superstar who's been carrying the WNBA on her back just revealed something that has the entire basketball world in absolute chaos. And trust me, what happened next is going to shock you even more than her 41-point game against Michigan State. But before we dive into this wild story, if you're a Caitlin Clark fan like me, hit that like button right now and subscribe, because what I'm about to tell you is going to change everything you thought you knew about the biggest star in women's basketball. So here's what went down. Just days before the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game in her own city of Indianapolis, Caitlin Clark had to make an announcement that left millions of fans devastated. The player who received over 1.2 million All-Star votes, more than any other player in the league, had to pull out of both the three-point contest and the All-Star Game itself. But the reason why is where things get really interesting. Remember, this is the same Caitlin Clark who played 185 consecutive games without missing a single one, dating back to her freshman year at Iowa. The Iron Woman of basketball who famously said she'd rather die than sit out a game. So when she announced she was missing the biggest weekend of her career in her home city, you know something serious was going on. Here's the truth that the media isn't telling you. Caitlin has been battling through not one, not two, but 3 separate injuries this season. First, it was her left quad, then her left groin, and now her right groin gave out on her during that emotional game against Connecticut. And I'm talking about the kind of injury that had her literally banging her head against the basket stanchion in frustration with tears in her eyes. But wait, it gets crazier. While everyone was focused on her injury, something else was brewing behind the scenes that nobody expected. Her teammate Sophie Cunningham, who joined the Fever this season, has become more than just a teammate. They've formed this incredible friendship that fans are calling Tres Leches, along with Lexi Hull. And Sophie just went completely viral for defending Caitlin on the court. Get this, Sophie's jersey sold out within 24 hours after she stood up for Caitlin against Connecticut. Her TikTok followers exploded by over 700,000 in less than a week. That's the Caitlin Clark effect in action, folks. When you're on her team, you become a star too. And speaking of going viral, did you see what happened at the All-Star Game? Even though Caitlin couldn't play, she was mic'd up on the sidelines coaching her team. At one point, she was caught on the hot mic literally booing her own team and yelling about 4-point shots. Sophie Cunningham immediately trolled her online about it, and their back and forth had everyone dying laughing. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Remember Angel Reese? The rivalry that's been going on since that 2023 national championship game? Well, something happened recently that has people wondering if this rivalry is about to explode into something bigger. According to sources close to the situation, there's been major tension building between the two camps. Angel's mom recently threw shade at Caitlin on social media, posting about celebrating championships while others celebrate attendance. Ouch. That's a direct shot at Iowa never winning a title while LSU has one. And the timing couldn't be more suspicious. Just as Caitlin was dealing with her injury, suddenly all these controversies started popping up. The Christine Brennan interview situation, where players got mad about journalism questions, the ongoing debate about who deserved Rookie of the Year last season, even that anonymous vote that prevented Caitlin from winning unanimously. Let me tell you what's really happening here. The establishment is scared. They're terrified of what Caitlin Clark represents. Here's a player who single-handedly increased WNBA revenue by 25% in one season. A player whose games averaged 3 times the viewership of any other matchup. When she got injured, ticket prices literally dropped by 40% overnight. Think about that for a second. One player has that much impact on an entire professional sports league. No wonder there are people trying to tear her down. They can't handle the fact that a 23-year-old from Iowa is revolutionizing women's basketball. And the numbers don't lie. When Caitlin plays, arenas sell out. When she doesn't, they don't. When she's on TV, millions watch. When she's not, they don't. It's that simple. Even her biggest critics have to admit that she's transformed the league in ways nobody could have predicted. But here's the part that's really going to blow your mind. While everyone was focused on the All-Star Game drama, something else was happening that could change everything. Sources inside the Fever organization are saying that Caitlin's injuries might actually be a blessing in disguise. Why? Because it's forcing the team to develop without relying solely on her. Players like Ari McDonald have stepped up huge. The team chemistry is building in new ways. And when Caitlin comes back, which could be as soon as next week, they're going to be a completely different team. Remember, the Fever are 8-5 with Caitlin this season, but only 4-5 without her. That might not seem like a huge difference, but consider this. Last year, they were one of the worst teams in the league. Now they're competing for a playoff spot and getting better every game. And let's talk about Sophie Cunningham for a minute, because this friendship is becoming the best story in the WNBA. These two have become inseparable off the court. They're constantly roasting each other on social media. Sophie called Caitlin out for her messy hair during warm-ups. Caitlin fired back, saying that's Sophie on a good day. This is the kind of personality and fun that the WNBA has been missing for years. It's not just about the basketball anymore. It's about the relationships, the drama, the storylines that make you care about these players as people. But of course, not everyone is happy about this. There's been a coordinated effort to downplay Caitlin's impact and prop up other players. They'll tell you it's not just about one player, that the whole league is growing. And sure, that's partially true, but come on, we all know who's really driving this bus. When ESPN's own numbers show that Caitlin Clark games get 3 times the viewership of non-Caitlin games, that tells you everything you need to know. When her merchandise outsells the next 5 players combined, that's not a coincidence. When she breaks attendance records in every arena she visits, that's not luck. And here's something that nobody's talking about. The 2025 Olympics are coming up next year, and there's already drama brewing about whether Caitlin will make the team. After getting snubbed for the 2024 Olympics, despite being the biggest star in women's basketball, you better believe she's got something to prove. Imagine Caitlin Clark on the Olympic stage, draining logo threes against the best players in the world, the same player who hit 9 threes against New York Liberty, the same player who had a 41-point triple-double in the NCAA tournament. That's must-see TV right there. But first, she's got to get healthy. And that's the million-dollar question right now. How long will these injuries keep plaguing her? Is this something that's going to be a recurring issue? Or is she going to come back stronger than ever? From what I'm hearing, Caitlin is already back in the gym doing light workouts. She's been studying film like crazy, finding new ways to help her team even when she can't play. That's the mark of a true superstar. Even when she's hurt, she's finding ways to contribute. And let's be real about something else. The hate she gets is absolutely insane. Every time she does something great, there's an army of haters ready to tear her down. They'll say she's overrated, that she only gets attention because of her race, that she's not as good as other players. But the scoreboard doesn't lie, the TV ratings don't lie, the sold-out arenas don't lie, the merchandise sales don't lie. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent who's transforming women's basketball, whether the haters like it or not. And you know what's funny? Even her biggest rival, Angel Reese, has to respect what Caitlin brings to the table. Their rivalry has been the best thing to happen to the WNBA in decades. Every time they play, it's must-see TV. The drama, the intensity, the history between them, it's pure basketball gold. Speaking of Angel, did you hear what happened at their last matchup? The game was getting chippy, and suddenly Angel's enforcer came in with a hard foul that had everyone going crazy. But instead of backing down, Sophie Cunningham immediately stepped up to protect Caitlin. That's what real teammates do. And that moment right there shows you why this Fever team is special. They've got each other's backs. They're not just a collection of talented players. They're becoming a real team with real chemistry and real heart. Look, I know some people think the Caitlin Clark hype is too much. They'll say the media talks about her too much, that other players deserve more attention. And you know what? They're probably right to some extent. Players like A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart are incredible and deserve all the recognition in the world. But here's the thing. Sports have always been about stars. Magic and Bird saved the NBA. Tiger Woods transformed golf, Serena Williams changed tennis, and now Caitlin Clark is doing the same thing for women's basketball. She's making little girls want to practice their dribbling in the driveway. She's making casual sports fans tune into WNBA games. She's making sponsors write bigger checks. She's making other players more famous just by association. That's the kind of impact that transcends the game itself. And the best part? She's only 23 years old. She's just getting started. Imagine what Caitlin Clark is going to look like in 5 years when she's in her prime. Imagine the records she's going to break, the moments she's going to create, the legacy she's going to build. But right now, in this moment, we're witnessing something special. We're watching a young woman from Iowa change the entire landscape of professional women's sports. And whether you love her or hate her, you can't ignore her. So here's my prediction. Caitlin Clark is going to come back from this injury with a vengeance. She's going to lead the Fever to their first playoff appearance in years. She's going to break even more records, and she's going to silence all the doubters once and for all. Because that's what champions do. They face adversity, they overcome challenges, and they come back stronger than ever. And make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is a champion in every sense of the word. The 2025 WNBA season is far from over, and the best chapters are still being written. With Sophie Cunningham by her side, with a team that's learning to win, and with millions of fans supporting her, Caitlin Clark is about to show the world what she's really made of. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about Caitlin Clark and the WNBA, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Comment down below what you think about Caitlin's injury situation and whether the Fever can make the playoffs. And don't forget to like this video if you're Team Caitlin all the way. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep supporting women's basketball because the future is brighter than ever. Peace out!